In this video, Nez Nation, I'm going to talk about the fear of failure, the fear of success. And what does success really mean in the face of a big failure? I'm going to talk about that right this second. Before we go any further, have you subscribed to my channel yet? You see that red subscribe button? It's right down below. You gotta hit that red subscriber button, or else we're all gonna be depressed. Especially me. I gotta tell you something, Nez Nation. This is really interesting. So, those of you that know me, and those of you who have been following my channel, and those of you who've actually, been students of mine, you know that I give a lot of presentations. I do a lot of speaking engagements. I give talks everywhere, pretty much. Okay, so 99% of the time when I'm giving a talk, I'm a motivational speaker, and I can usually tell when the audience is riveted. I can usually tell when the audience is feeling me. It's very intuitive. I've been doing it long enough that I can read audiences pretty well. 99.99% of the time, my audiences are absolutely thrilled with my content. They're thrilled with what I give them. They're just excited. They're stoked. They're really, really pumped. They love hearing what I have to bring to the table. And more than that, I think they get a lot of information and value, and they can actually apply it to their lives like that day. I make it a point to really, you've heard this stuff before, I make it really a point to say that none of this stuff is intellectual, that it's all experiential, and that you can use everything that we're talking about literally right this second, okay? Well, recently I had an experience. Now in my head, I thought I was delivering just insanity. I thought I was just knocking it out of the park. I thought I was doing so well. I thought for sure this audience is going to just go bonkers, and I think this was a really big check for me. I think I had to really take a step back and ask myself, what was really going on. It was a big ego check to me because I got Nathan. I got zilch. I got zero. I don't know if it was kind of an afternoon presentation. It was one of those maybe it had something to do. I like to think maybe it had something to do with the timing and not me, but I think if I really, really took a hard look, took an objective look, and I asked myself, what really happened here? I can't really blame anybody else but myself. So responsibility, accountability, don't take it so personal. So 99% of the time this works. 99% of the time I just absolutely have them in, putty in my hands. Not this time, Nez Nation. This was a really, really big, this was just a huge shocker to me. A, it was a huge shocker, and B, it was I felt utterly dejected. I felt utterly just, I couldn't even really function the rest of that day. It really got to me. I took it really, really hard because, as you know, I always say there's a lot of shit that I'm bad at. But when it comes to this, I feel like there's nobody better. And that's not to be narcissistic or egotistical. That's just because this is me. This is my domain. This is my, Staples Center. This is my home court turf, and nobody's going to take over. Nobody's going to do better than I. Well, you hit some, you win some, you lose. I've had a lot of wins. Nez Nation. You know that. But sometimes you got to take a hit. And I thought I'd share this in a video just to kind of tell you a little bit about what I went through and how I dealt with it. And maybe this could be helpful to you. And you can take something away from this content in this video and actually apply it to your real life. So first things first is I want to mention something. I think this has a lot to do with mindset. I think this has a lot to do with approaches. Healthy, practical ways that you can, experience the good, the bad, the ugly, and still move forward and still trudge forward and still go onward and still be successful, okay? And not let it get to you so much. So this has a lot to do with this dude, as does almost everything, right, Nez Nation? I want to share with you something that I feel is, imperative. And if you're interested, watch other videos reminding the results and achieving greatness and achieving success, not through external validation, but through internal validation. And what's the difference? So I got a lot of videos on that. Go check them out if you haven't already. But in this video, I'd like to talk to you about something that I felt, really is so analogous, and something I felt that really relates here. It is really, really something that connects with the theme of this video. It's something that Dr. Maya Angelou is. If you don't know who Dr. Maya Angelou is, she was a poet laureate. She's an amazing poetess, a beautiful human being. She died not too long ago, but she was just an amazing woman, an amazing human being, an amazing poet, an amazing writer, an amazing empath. I mean, she really personified compassion, empathy, emotional intelligence, and really seeking freedom in different ways than which mainstream society would have it portrayed. So, Dr. Maya Angelou, what comes to mind, and I feel like this is so key to this video, is she said something in an interview once, and I can't remember where exactly, but she mentioned this phrase called "don't pick it up and don't put it down." And what she meant was that if you take all the good, if you take all the praise, then you got to take the bad too. And you got to take all the negative, right? So even though, all these people around you are yes people, and all these people around you are maybe just boosting your ego and telling you how great you are and telling you how wonderful you are, as soon as that one person comes along, as soon as that one event, that one experience comes along, and it doesn't jive, it doesn't go the way that you want it to, then your world comes crashing down. And I got to tell you, Nez Nation, you can't live your life, your personal or your professional life, living in that sort of roller coaster, that up and down, that ebb and flow. Okay, there's got to be a center. There's got to be an anchor. There's got to be something that you can hold on to, something that you can attach yourself to, that is not succumbing to all the coming and going and not succumbing to all the ups and downs. Because if you just live on the highs and the lows, if you just really rest in that area, if that's where you anchor your reality, if that's how you validate who you are, you're in a world of hurt, right? So you got to take the good with the bad. So what Dr. Maya Angelou meant by "don't pick it up, don't put it down" is you just do you. You do the best you can. Don't have any expectations. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. Probably more often than not, if you're doing something that you love, if you've been working really, really hard at it, and you care, you're probably going to win more than you lose, okay? And everything's going to work out in the end. But if you live in that realm, if you live in that world of external validation where everything that happens is predicated, everything the barometer for which you measure your life, okay, is predicated upon what others think, your approval, your disapproval, how you're being received, how people are reacting to you, what the results are, in a vanity metric sort of fashion, right? Whether it's likes or whether it's dislikes or whether it's negative comments or positive comments or negative reception or positive reception, you're just going to really be living in this sort of, wishy-washy, very, very up and down, emotional train wreck of a roller coaster. And it's just not healthy and it's just not good for you. So if you pick up all the good, then you got to pick up all the bad. So don't pick it up and don't put it down. You do you. You go all in on you, and you will always win, Nez Nation. I hope you found this video helpful. I really felt like this was something that I needed to talk about, and it's something, again, we need to remind ourselves of. What did I say in my channel trailer? Have you seen my channel trailer yet? If you haven't, I talk about this thing that all human beings suffer from. This is just my humble opinion. We all suffer from permanent temporary amnesia. We forget shit so easily. We need reminders. That's all this channel is about. This entire video that I just presented to you is nothing new, but we need reminders. Yes, even Professor Nez. I need reminders as well too, Nez Nation. I need to remember what's really, really important. I need to focus, remember what the priorities are, remember what really has value, remember what's really significant, and discard the rest. That's what this channel is all about. So if you got any value out of this, please share this. Please leave some comments too. If you've experienced anything, I want to hear from you, Nez Nation. Leave some comments below. Let me know if you've experienced anything like this. Let me know if there was any tips, any advice, any tactics, any strategies that you employed that really help you to get through with this. Let me know what you think of Dr. Maya Angelou, the beautiful Dr. Maya Angelou's. I'll leave a link to her poetry. She's got some beautiful poetry. This one poem about woman. What is woman? Phenomenal woman. I've read it to my classes. I've taught it before in my classes. It's probably one of the greatest homages to woman, okay, I can ever think of putting in the written language, and you've got to check it out. I'll put the link to that poem itself in the show notes. So please leave comments, and don't forget to subscribe, Nez Nation. Thank you so much for watching. As always, this is your professor, Professor Nez, bringing it to you, videos on mindsets, communications, the human conversation. We're all in this together. Nothing but a reminder. Whoops, I just kicked my mic. Nothing but a reminder, Nez Nation. Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to subscribe.